Welcome back to another episode of the Pez and Pork Show. I am joined again with Dr. Pez and, of course, Johnny in the booth. Dr. Pez, how you feeling today?
We were having a nice conversation before we went live, and we thought we should have had it after we'd gone live. So we'll have to recreate what we were talking about. So
I brought out the Bloody Marys just for you.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It, like we were saying before we came on, you were having your fun. Fair enough. I can't.
Well, 15-10 is a good score compared to the alternative.
Maybe the Giants defense are just really good.
Maybe.
No, it was a shit. It was a shit show from start to finish. To be honest, actually, the fourth quarter, because like I said to you before we started recording, like first-time head coach, brand new OC, first time in the league. DC was a D lineman for the Cowboys. He's never done the role before. It's all brand new people, and it's 5 weeks. Like they clearly just need to get on the same page. But we just got outplayed for 3 quarters, because in that fourth quarter, the defense actually stepped up and the offense got rolling. Like, so they're capable of doing it, but it's either Mike McDonald being too big brain and calling a defense that just, we do not have the talent to do that kind of defense, or
special teams, as you said, the defense started to step up, the offense started to click, and actually, the thing that we forget, the Seahawks were attempting a go-ahead field goal, right? And then it got blocked, and the Giants returned it for a touchdown and sealed the victory. If the Seahawks hit that field goal, we could be having a different conversation.
100%. They finished.
Tie game.
They finished the hotter team. Like, it's still weird about that field goal because the long snapper was physically being held down. Well, in my eyes, surely that's not allowed when it's reviewed. Surely you can't physically hold him down. And then if you were looking at it from the Giants' point of view, on the left-hand side, one of the Giants players literally had his whole hand on his face, one of the guy's face masks. Yeah, literally, it was all here. There was no hiding it. So how can you get a face mask called in a game, but you can't get a face mask called on a field goal? Honestly, there's no excuse to anyone. Johnny, Everett, Giants deserved it. They battered us, outschooled us, outplayed us. Literally, it's quite funny, though, because a Seahawks page put something on and they said Mike McDonald warned everyone, because he does like the radio show after a game, and it was the Dolphins game, and he warned everyone. He said, the issue we've got is teams are going to start being able to watch tape on what we're doing, and they're going to see our weaknesses. 2 games in a row, when he sends simulated pressure from the cornerback or the safety, that's when the Lions destroyed us and Daniel Jones destroyed us, because what he did at the Ravens was he'd send Hamilton all the time on blitzes, but then the D lineman would drop back into coverage and it would cause a massive chaotic confusion for the offense, because they're like, well, 1 minute, I'm meant to be blocking this guy. He's just dropped 3 steps back. Now I've got no one to block. And then Hamilton just slides straight in there and takes it. It works so well with the Ravens. He's trying to do that with the Seahawks. But it's either a miscommunication in assignment or we do not have the quality of player to be able to achieve what he wants. So this season could get really ugly because if he wants to instill his philosophy and the way he wants to play defense, he's literally going to have to take these lumps almost to show the team, can you understand what I'm trying to get you to do now? You know, baptism of fire kind of situation.
Right.
So in the moment, it's fucking shit to lose. Like everyone else, it's fucking, unless you're Batch with the Browns, he's just used to it by now. So he's like a
oh
dog.
my God. Pez! You're the one guy that hasn't been piling on Batch, and there you go, out of nowhere. Just throwing dirt on the poor man's grave.
It's like he took a stray out of nowhere.
Yeah, just out of nowhere, just throwing arrows. Oh my! I hope Batch is not watching it live. He's probably having to go and cry himself and to sleep tonight. Oh my!
Well, one thing I will say. One thing I will quickly just say on it, though, is I was talking to my brother today, and I actually looked into it and realised a successful team, it's a 3-year plan.
That's right.
Look at Pete Carroll. So there's a lot. To be honest, the Seahawks fan base is probably one of the most. I don't follow any other fan base, so they're probably all the same, but it's so toxic. A lot of them joined when we were in the Super Bowl and we won. And then all they know is winning. They don't understand the years before when we stunk. And we were, even when Pete Carroll first came, 2 years in a row, we were 7 and something. And then we were 9 and 7. We scraped into the playoffs and then nearly beat the Falcons. And then the year after, the third year, we end up winning the Super Bowl. The Lions, what were they? 1 and 16 the first year Dan Campbell came in. Then they just missed out on the playoffs the next year. And then, boom, they just came on the stage. 3-year plan. They look like a Super Bowl contender. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 2017. They won the first Super Bowl in 2020. 3 years. It's almost like a formula. So any Seahawks fans who listen to this, it's almost like you've just got to ride the storm. Like, we've seen enough to show they're capable.
It's early days. And,
yeah.
It's going to take some time to get his players, the guys that he wants. And, you have some exciting pieces on offense. Geno is good, but, he's a game manager. He's not a game winner. So,
do you know
take
what?
some time. And, the Seahawks could be dominant in that division because the 49ers are not looking it right now with all their injuries.
What were they, 10 points up and they just threw it away? That's not the 49ers.
Yeah, they're hurting because of their injuries right now. So the division is there to be taken in the next couple of years. So,
before we get on to our favourite segment, what do you think of subpar Dak? How do you feel about that win?
Well, I had plans yesterday of watching the first game, the Jets and Vikings, and then watch the first hour of Red Zone, going to bed, waking up, and watching the Cowboys game. But I ended up having a few drinks and stayed up until about 6 a.m. I watched most of the games on Red Zone. So I missed the entire Dallas game. I fell asleep. I didn't know who won until about 4 hours ago. So I have not seen highlights. I have not seen anything. I do know from what Johnny told me that we pulled it out at the end. Jalen Tolbert looks like a solid wide receiver 2 option. Maybe Cooks has been holding him back a bit. So, yeah, I'm excited for the win. What do you think? Did Dak look poorly, or was the
I've not seen any of the highlights, but just to win, in my opinion, the way you've been up and down on offense to start, having no Micah Parsons on defense, the Steelers' defense has been really good. So, to be honest, just getting out of there with a banged-up defense and your offense what's been a bit up and down with like the way Dak's been playing and stuff, yeah, you can only take that as a win all round, really.
I fully expected a big L, and not being able to post 15-10 today.
Yeah,
Because the Steelers, because we're also missing Dexter Lawrence, DeRon Bland. Our defense is beat up. Two INTs. Oh, I hope this doesn't turn into Dak 2 years ago with his INTs. But like you said, the Steelers' defense is really good, and Tomlin's teams are always tough to beat.
And you need it because it does not get easier for you.
Our schedule is wow.
Brutal. Well,
brutal.
Do you know what I'll give you here? The Lions coming off a bye is probably the worst time to play them. I could see you potentially getting an ass whooping in that. Going into the bye.
Especially after last year with the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And how that ended. With the offensive linemen coming out, and they won the game. They did everything they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
The refs just got confused, threw the flag. The Lions won that game. So they're going to be out for blood this season. So I can see us getting smoked pretty hard.
A bye, then you've got the Niners. I wouldn't be too scared about the Niners. They can be thrown all over, especially after you watch what the Cardinals did. They're just not the same Niners. Then the Falcons, they're so weird because they could easily be 0-4, 1-4 now. And they just keep on finding ways to win. So they're a weird one. Then the Eagles, but then you got the Texans and the Commanders back to back. And then the Bengals are just seem red hot at the moment. I know they lost last night, but
the Bengals.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fucking gauntlet for you this year.
Yeah, we as you know, I'm sure that you keep up with all my posts in the Orkney Bowl chat on WhatsApp. I said I can see the Cowboys having 8 losses by the time we play the Commanders and go into our bye week. So we won't have 8 now, but maybe 7. I mean, we could legit have 7 losses going into the half of the season. So I am very pleased to come out with a W. This year is not the Cowboys' year at all because of injuries, and we don't have a running back. But I do like the fight. I like the fight. Johnny must be feeling pretty chuffed right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny's the last couple of weeks. Daniel Jones is looking like a $44 million quarterback.
Do you know what? I said this to Johnny last night. I said, the last couple of weeks, it's not the offense. The defense has looked really good. The D-lines looked really stepped up. Right. Brian Burns is just like... is it Burns or Banks? They have Deontay Banks, don't they? It was either Burns or Banks, and one of them two was just... he was always there, just always on it. Like, they have a really good defense. And these last couple of weeks, my mate said it to me. He said, the Giants are due to have one of them games that you have like nearly every year where everyone's like, oh, could they be something? And he said, I feel like it's coming soon. So I think he jinxed me, but...
maybe.
Daniel Jones against the Seahawks. I said it to Johnny last night. He looked like the Daniel Jones before he had the injury. Do you know where he'd run? He'd be more decisive in what he was doing. He wouldn't hesitate. He'd just find the space and be like, right, I'm just going to run. He did. He looked good. And if I was a Giants fan, I'd be really pleased what I saw. The only thing that heed my expectations on is that fourth quarter, when it mattered the most, it's almost like they just struggled to finish the game. You know what I mean? Struggle to put the game out.
Yeah, and at 2-3, they are legit alive. This season. They are.
The thing is, the thing is, Paul, everyone over-exaggerates this early on. And it's funny because I was listening to a podcast earlier in the week and they were saying, they were joking saying, week 5 preseason's over now. This is when all the big points come. And every single team. And you know the funny thing is, I put a bet on every week for every single team in the UK time, the 6, the 9, the 9:25 games, all to score 10 points or more. I didn't do it this week, and they all scored. It's like 60. It's like 66-1 as well. I was like, oh, mother.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't bet, because at the end of the day, you're going to end up having less money than you started.
Smart guy.
I just bet on my own fantasy football team in the Orkney Bowl and lose every year, so it's okay. It's okay.
Right, should we get into some fantasy?
Let's do it. Let's get started.
Do it.
What do we have up first, John?
Distress. We have the couch for you with Dr. Pez.
Dr. Pez. I forgot to get questions from the audience before we started. So, Martin, if you have a question, please go ahead and post it in the chat box. You as well, Johnny. But Dr. Pez, I will start with one of my own. What has happened to the tight ends in the NFL? Is it still an important position? Is it something that we need to have to win a championship in the Orkney Bowl? Or are the tight ends becoming obsolete?
Not at all. Not in the Orkney scoring. Not how Johnny's put his scoring together. Let me just get the week 5 stats, because if anything, I think this week was a great week for tight ends. Let me just get it up, because I think there's some heavy scorers. Like Brock Bowers had himself, speak of the devil. Stats for this week: Brock Bowers won at 37.9. Kittle, nice. 34.6. Tucker Kraft, who seems to be the main guy at the Packers.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting because I do remember reading something last year, because he came in to the season injured. And people were saying that they wanted Tucker Kraft to be the number 1 tight end. He's the more dynamic guy. And you're starting to see that this year because he's getting heavily utilized. His last 2 weeks, 22.85, 31.85. Kyle Pitts, 4th at 25. So there is a significant drop-off from the top 3 to 4th, but the top 6, 7...
Kyle Pitts, 25 points this week.
And he looked good. The thing is with Kyle Pitts, everyone said he only turned one direction running routes last year because he was injured, and I think he was playing injured. Then this preseason, they turned around and said he's fully healthy. And then the first couple of games, he was getting the targets, but he couldn't separate. And if anyone watched him at the Florida Gators, that was like his number 1 thing. Separation was just key for him. And I don't know whether the injury he had, was it to his knee or his ankle, has just took him a little bit of mental time to get confidence back into himself to run properly, run true and free. Because this last game, he was getting separation all over the field. And if that's what you're seeing going forward, Kyle Pitts could be an absolute monster, because Kirk Cousins throws it all over the field, but uses a tight end a heavily amount. So to your question, tight ends, I think, are only just getting warmed up.
I tend to agree with you. It's just not the Kelsey, crowd that we expect to be leading. And I like the new movement in the tight ends. I like to have some new blood. But Dr. Pez, I have something that's bothering me. It's been keeping me awake at night. I can't sleep. I need some help. Is Tank Bigsby running back 1 material? Is he a weekly start? Or should I hold off on my Tank love?
If you've got him in your team, because he's going to be heavily rusted now, I don't think you're going to be able to pick him up. I think he's still a wait and see, but 31.6 points in opening scoring this week. He has a really good next 3 games according to projection. He's got the Bears, the Patriots, and the Packers. And if anything we've seen with these Packers games, they're like points fests at the moment. So if you're at a spot, I probably, after the last game we saw, I probably wouldn't hesitate, because that's 2 games now. 7 attempts, 90 yards, 13 attempts, 101 yards back to back. He's clearly getting clicking. So with his next 3 games, I reckon he is a flex-worthy play. Definitely.
So if we are talking about flex-worthy players, another thing that's been bothering me, my wife is in my ear every day, whether it's a Pittman or a Downs. I don't know. Dr. Pez, should I put Downs in my flex spot, or should I put Pittman in my flex?
See, it's hard to say because we've had Flacco the last 2 games, and
right.
It's like,
well, that's another thing. Should I give up on Richardson?
If there's other quarterbacks available who are doing better,
well, that's always the truth.
Yeah, he's clearly trying to do something. He's clearly trying to show that he can be a pocket passer instead of playing natural. Is that going to change? Because they've got a bye week in week 14. It's not like, they've got a bye week in the next couple of weeks, so he can have a week off, assess how he's been playing, and just go, I'm not comfortable doing this. I need to use my legs more. I need to have a bit more variety. At the moment, I just don't know how he starts producing better at the moment. I don't think I'd drop him. If you have the ability to bench him, I'd 100% keep him there until you see, that rushing ability come back, because he's not really shown it at the moment. And then you've just got to be scared that every time he fucking rushes the football, he's either concussed or injured. Like, for the size of he is Cam Newton 2.0, but he's just not he's just not as good of a thrower of Cam Newton. Cam Newton, the funny thing is,
MVP, right? So
Cam Newton was never really an amazing thrower of the football.
No, he wasn't.
It's just because he knew how to use his rushing with his throwing to create time and space. And Richardson needs to grow into that. Cam came into the league like that, and Richardson is behind the 8 ball with that ability, because he is Cam Newton 2.0. He really is. For a big guy, gets injured, can rush, is an okay thrower. He just can't put it all together at the moment. And the thing is, that was his issue coming out of college. We're seeing he's technically not improved, and fair enough, he had a shoulder injury. So it's hard in that respect to then improve on what you need to improve on. So technically, this is like his rookie year again. So he's almost having like a struggle to understand himself. But yeah,
so
I keep him on the bench just because of the potential threat of what he can do.
We are in the Orkney Bowl, and right now I am throwing out Mayday signals. SOS. I need help. And I'm wondering if Baker Mayfield is the guy to answer my Mayday. Is he the answer at quarterback in the Orkney Bowl?
I'll just go back to, because obviously we got onto Richardson, the Pittman Downs situation.
Yes.
Looking at the stats and stuff,
Pittman
as wild as it says,
when Flacco starts.
As wild as it says, no, even if Anthony Richardson comes back, as wild as it might sound, if you're going to play someone in your flex, I'd actually choose Downs over Pittman at the moment. Look at the scoring. Downs in every single game. Downs in every single game has had the targets with Richardson or Flacco. Pittman's best 2 games have been these last 2 games with Flacco. Last year, I had Downs in fantasy, and he was amazing because Richardson was so much more comfortable passing to Downs than he was Pittman. So at the moment, I think Downs is the hot hand until Richardson shows he can get a bit better chemistry with Pittman.
Right. Yeah, I bet big on Pittman this year on a couple of teams, and I am regretting that choice today.
Yeah.
Alec Pierce and Josh Downs is looking much better. But what about my Mayday? Is Mayfield the answer to my prayers, my SOS?
At the moment, I think he is, because the thing is, I know McMillan has been out the last couple of games of a hamstring, but then you get Palmer who comes in, Trey Palmer who comes in. As long as all his weapons stay healthy. And I know Rashad White's stressing people out because he's not been good. And then Bucky Irving had a poor game the last game. But I think they've got to be one of the most healthy teams at the moment in the league. And as long as all his weapons stay healthy, yes, I think he's gonna keep on producing at these numbers, because he's just he can spread the ball around. He's quite comfortable. He can run. Yeah, he makes some dumbass mistakes, but yeah, at the moment, I think you could comfortably go Mayday.
Yeah, I think they're looking quite good. I think they're looking very good, actually, right now. Don't worry, we're going to get to the Devontae question, but before we go there, you mentioned the Vikings earlier. They, to me, when it comes to their team, and especially their offense right now, they are reminding me of the last year's Dolphins. And if you remember 3 years ago, the Cardinals, when they come out like 10-1, 11-2, everyone's showing MVPs at Darnold and Tua, and Tyreek is going to get 2,000 yards. And then last year, if you remember what happened to the Dolphins, actually, it's continued to this year. I think they've won twice in 10 games.
And also, don't forget the Cowboys. Remember how the Cowboys, first half, they did detonate teams, and then the second half, they wouldn't do anything because they didn't need to. I'm glad you said this, because you literally took the words out of my mouth as soon as you said it. Like, they are going to get found out soon. They're not necessarily.
They're looking good. I'm proud of them. I mean, if you're a Vikings fan, you should be very happy right now.
Oh, 100%. But it's not. I'll rephrase what I just said then. I went a bit hot in my take. It's not that they're going to be exposed. I think they are an all-round good football team. But they're going to come up against, for example, the Lions, who are an all-round complete team, whose defense can come and get you. And they're going to have a game soon, and I'm going to chuck it out there that week 7 against the Lions, they're going to get battered.
That could be, but I expect them to win that, and they're going to go 10, 11 games looking like the best team in the NFL, and everyone is just ushering them in the Super Bowl, and it happens every year. A team like the Vikings comes out, gangbusters, 10-2, 11-1, and then the last 5-6 games, nothing.
I don't think they'll beat the Lions.
You don't think they'll be? That's going to be a fun one. I'm definitely going to watch that one.
I think the bye weeks come at the perfect time for the Lions to get themselves straight, because against the Seahawks, they weren't defensively good. But for me, the Vikings are going to come up, and it's probably going to be the Lions, where they're going to get punched in the mouth, potentially be behind. I don't think they've been behind in a game yet. And Sam Darnold's going to have a horrible game.
They've been losing for only 3 minutes for the entire season.
Exactly. And I want to see when they get punched in the mouth what happens to Sam Darnold, because I don't know whether he'd be able to. The warning signs have been shown there. Against the Packers last week, they nearly let the Packers come all the way back and beat them. Against the Jets, if Aaron Rodgers didn't force a ball to his receiver and took his time a little bit more, the Jets could have easily won. It's almost like these last couple of games, they've just got through off the skin of their teeth because they get up to these big leads, slow down, like you said, the Dolphins, the Cardinals, these kind of teams. And there's also an adage to say, teams who start this hot are almost putting more film on tape for everyone else to see what they're doing. And eventually...
Well, putting a target, because everyone is saying, oh, wow, the Vikings are 5-0. We want to go out and make a statement. This is our statement victory, right?
Yeah, but look at the scores they've won by. They've won by big margins. You're putting so many plays on tape, defensively and offensively. Eventually, there's enough big brains in this league, they'll start figuring that defense out, and they'll start figuring Sam Darnold out. Like, Justin Jefferson gets injured, Sam Darnold is fucked. It helps when you got the best wide receiver in football. But you are bang on right in your take. You are really right in your take.
I don't often have these clarity moments, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Pez. I'm feeling much better. I do have one more question. Davante Adams, if you, the Orkney Bowl fantasy owner, could choose any team in the NFL to put Davante Adams in a realistic spot, where would you put him?
You know what?
Seahawks, but that's not realistic. So
let's
choose a realistic spot.
It's not realistic. Do you know what? Before last night, I would have said, I don't think the Jets, well, maybe the Jets just because of his connection with Rodgers, but I'd have said potentially the Saints is the one that just, I feel like if the Saints got him with Olave and Shaheed, it would make them think. But do you know the one who I would not be surprised if I woke up and found he'd been traded to? The Buffalo Bills.
Well, the Bills have a reputation of doing that with the Diggs trade. I don't think Adams is worth a first. I don't know if I would pay a second for him. Because second round wide receivers, you look, DK Metcalf is a second round wide receiver. So I don't know if I would take Metcalf or Adams over Metcalf. I don't know if I would pay a second for Adams at this stage in his career.
No one's paying a second. No one's paying a second. It'll be a third at best. It'll be a third at best. Like the Saints, for example, third at best, and then maybe sending something their way.
Right. The Raiders are going to eat some of the salary of Adams, right?
Yeah. Like the Buffalo Bills, you get Adams, and it's like they want picks and compensation, so you can send a Matt Holland, Curtis Samuel that way. You could send, well, they don't need another tight end. They've got 15,000 other fuckers. So you could do something like that because you're giving up Davante Adams. You just need a piece back, don't you, really? But the Buffalo Bills, because even though Keon Coleman had his really good touchdown.
Well, yeah, he had a couple of good plays.
Did you see the play where he ran his route and Josh Allen hit him square in the back of the head?
I did not. I did not. I wish I would have. That right there, the 70s and 80s plays that we used to have on NFL bloopers. But I guess the NFL doesn't want us to watch those plays anymore. I would love to have seen that. I love it. Dr. Pez, I feel much better. I really do. Yeah,
Just a quick dark horse.
Yes.
But I think will be trouble for a lot of people if the Commanders went and got him.
Oh, he's scary. Scary
Could
Terry.
you imagine that?
Well, I
The
think
way
the
Jaden Daniels is throwing that football.
Playoffs, man. The Commanders are going to win the NFC East. They're going to win it. The Eagles might be the team that misses the playoffs.
Do you know what I'm so annoyed about? I was so confident that Jaden Daniels would have got off to a really good start. And people need to remember, off air, we talked about the difference between the Commanders and the Seahawks. Dan Quinn's been a head coach before. Dan Quinn's been in the league before. Right. And if you remember with the Falcons, he did this exact same thing. He got them to the Super Bowl. He did this first-year turnaround like no tomorrow. And I think that team is a legit threat. They really are.
Just imagine if the Browns had a quarterback like Mayfield, how good they would be. I'm just thinking, if the Browns had a quarterback, maybe they should trade for a quarterback. That might help them.
Oh, I can tell Batch isn't here. He's been taking strays all day. But if I was a Devontae manager,
we're watching the show. He's hiding for cover.
If I was a Devontae manager for fantasy, I'd be praying for the Bills.
Isn't Batch with the Tuberville Titans? That's his team, right?
I don't know. Is it?
Doesn't he have the highest scoring team in Orkney Bowl?
Let's have a look.
Oh, that's Everett. Okay, that's Everett. Sorry, that's not Batch. That's Everett. Yeah, Everett has the highest scoring team. E-Dubs.
Oh, yeah.
E-Dubs has the highest scoring team, not Batch. Yeah, I got
Big Ed.
I apologize for that. I apologize. I have our guests mixed up, which is probably the Bloody Marys speaking.
I effed up in my Orkney this week. I had Daniel Jones on my bench for a starter. He got 30 points. But I forgot about fucking Devin Singletary. So I've literally got 0 points. The guy I'm playing is projected. He's got no one else to play. He's got 2-1-2. I'm projected to get 1-9-3. And if I just switched him with Eckler or Akers, I probably would have easily won this week. Fucker.
Well, the team that I played is going to score like 290 points. So, I don't know what to say. I'm not going to win that game. I'm going to score like 190, which I think 190 in the Orkney Bowl is pretty solid, right?
I don't know. 200 just seem to be the fucking common thing in that league. It's horrible.
Well, not for my team. Not for my team. All right, Johnny. Dr. Pez.
Get yourself in here.
Thank you, Doctor. Till next week in our next appointment.
Get yourself in here, you smug bastard.
No, not doing this week. We're going straight to our Thursday night football predictions. Dr. Pez, you're not gonna like this. I'm just gonna pull the Band-Aid off. I'm taking the Niners. No,
Me too.
I have not. I have an epiphany.
I forgot rookie watch.
The football gods have spoken to me. I'm taking the Seahawks at home. The 12th man is going to win it.
We didn't do rookie watch, did we?
No. We'll go back and do it after this then.
Yeah.
Do what?
I'm obviously going to Seahawks.
You're going
yeah. I'm going to go the 49ers, which is really good because I've got a really bad record in Thursday night football. So Might give you a chance.
The Seahawks always plays the Niners well. This is going to be the Seahawks' time to put a statement win on the map. They are going to come out ready to play. Geno's going to go 300 plus yards. KW3 is just going to be having 2 or 3 touchdowns, 150 yards. DK is looking like wide receiver 1 material. Seahawks barely over the Niners.
Oh, Martin's going to Seahawks too. Ooh.
Go on, Martin.
You know,
well, like I say, my record in the
all those poor owners that drafted Christian McCaffrey 1.01, right? He has Achilles tendonitis in both Achilles, not just one, but both. And they're wondering when, if ever, he's going to come back. Oh my, the Niners. That they have weapons. They definitely, just make Debo his hybrid position from 3 years ago.
I finally showed up after his preseason games. So.
Who showed up?
Ayuk.
Oh, yeah. I had a trade in for Duke. And by the way, I traded Richardson for Pitts in another league with Duke. And I had in the same league, I had an offer in for Waddle for Pitts. And I think he was going to take it. And then Ayuk blew up. And I don't think Duke is going to take the trade anymore. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, that was ridiculous last night. How many targets did he have?
Yeah, he looked good. Well, Purdy likes Ayuk. So.
Thing is, it's the same as Chase. It's the same as Higgins. They both started off slow because they didn't have any preseason. Ayuk didn't do anything for him, and then all of a sudden, 3 games in, he's starting to get the ball. So, you don't know.
One thing I will say to anyone who has Debo, and after the game he just put up, and you're thinking, I'm not playing him, Debo loves playing against the Seahawks. Him and George Kittle.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Well, I don't have any shares, but
anyone who's listening and has got one of them to make sure you play him.
You know me, I don't like drafting good players. I like to draft the guys that nobody wants.
The misfits.
Yeah. The Pittman of the world. Yeah. Oh, I tell you, I love it. But anyway,
we will go back to Rookie Watch. I wasn't paying attention. Pesco made me join in. I went forward, so we'll go to Rookie. I'll disappear.
Let's go back to our Rookie Watch, and right here, Pez. I want to start with number 1. We've mentioned his name, but we really haven't talked about him that often. Brian Thomas Jr. Is he going to be a top 10 wide receiver this year in points scored?
The way he's going, yeah. He's got a good connection with Lawrence early. They're clearly comfortable with each other, and he's that quick. You give him an inch of space, and he's gone like that touchdown. Is it 80-something yard touchdown?
Mm.
I was playing in my home league. I was playing my mate, and we were both at the bar watching Red Zone. And the Jags came up, and literally he just watched it like, what the fuck was that? It's great. Great to have him on the team. He's every week start. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna be the number 1. Him and Neighbours are gonna duel it out for the wide receiver 1 for the rookies. I really do.
And somebody has to be very proud to have a Tyrone on their team.
I'm telling you,
Because
he
he
looked.
looked like Barkley #2 yesterday. 129 yards. He's bowling people over. He's making moves out in the open field. I mean, I kept drafting Eric Gray. What was I thinking? Tyrone Tracy is there, available.
Yeah, he looked really good. And if you got him early, you're going to be feeling real smug about yourself because
You're Seahawks. I'm sorry, I didn't even realize.
No.
It
He
was
was-
the Seahawks defense.
I asked Johnny to put him on there.
Yeah,
I asked Johnny to put him on there because I was watching the game and going, "Oh my god, this Tyrone Tracy is an absolute monster." Like it took him a bit to get going. Eric Gray had like 3 catches in the first drive. Then after that, he just took over. He was a monster. Like, see you later, Devin Singletary. I don't think's even getting the start back. Like Tyrone Tracy looked very impressive.
So I was happy to get Keon Coleman on the board with a TD. I'm not really interested in talking about him, though. He hasn't been doing anything so far this year. 1 catch for 49 yards. Well, that's what you expect out of a second-round wide receiver, to be honest. At least that at minimum production. So let's move on to Caleb Williams. That really, honestly, we haven't talked about that often because he hasn't been performing. Has Caleb Williams turned the corner, as they say? Should we expect this type of game from him every week?
No, but I think it's a great game. It was always going to be a good game against the Panthers, and this is perfect for his development as a rookie quarterback as he struggled to get going. This is the kind of game he needed. Give him confidence because he bangs on. He's an arrogant little fucker, isn't he? So he bangs on about, I've not felt nervous since high school. Your play on the field hasn't shown that, mate. You've looked at really.
He knows what people expect him to say.
Yeah.
And he's just playing the game. Like, people want me to say this, so I'm going to say it because that's what I'm supposed to say. But it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much. But to be fair to him, let's just have a quick look at the Colts. No, 2 interceptions. So
I grew up hating the Bears, but I kind of like Williams.
He has a 3-game. He's got it really good. The Rams defense isn't great, so he had a good game against the Rams. He had a great game against the Panthers. He's about to go against the Jags, where I expect him to have another good game because they're just like a.
Where the Jags are on their, that's their true home.
Yeah, they're like a leaky tap on defense. The shootout central. So I expect him to have a good game, except for it is in London. So it'll be really interesting to see how he copes with that. And then they're on a bye. So
yeah, I love seeing highlights of the Cowboys. There you go. Thank you. Tolbert. There you go, Tolbert. Game-winning touchdown. I love to see it. I wish I could have watched it live, but the alcohol was speaking to me last night. Which, if you were in the Orkney Bowl WhatsApp group chat, you would have known the alcohol was speaking to everybody last night. Anyway, so
Pete Carroll, Martin. There's not a
really.
There's nothing worse.
Pete Carroll took the Seahawks where they have never been before. I hated Pete Carroll as a Jets coach, as a USC coach. When he went to the Seahawks, I hated the move, but he was awesome for that franchise. He developed Russell Wilson to be a top 5 quarterback in this league. And as soon as Russell leaves Pete Carroll, look what happens. Right? Yeah, I don't know why there's so much hate for Pete Carroll.
No. See, he was great for the franchise, really good. The whole comment was the 1 yard line on what's second down. You
They
literally
should
have
the ball.
you have 3 more attempts. Marshawn got shoestring tackled. Marshawn's getting it in on the 1 yard line. There's no stopping Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard line. But Pete, the thing where Pete started going downhill was he was so great as a coach because he got all these extroverted personalities and let them be themselves.
Yep.
Like if they were with a Bill Belichick, no one would be talking about the Legion of Boom and who they were because he would have tried controlling them. Pete Carroll let them be who they were. But in that second Super Bowl, Pete Carroll wanted to try and transition the team into, no, I'm in charge of this team.
You've
because
been hating Pete Carroll for what, 12 years?
I've been the thing is, I've been disapproving of him for when the Legion of Boom disbanded. His coaching style is like hands off. I expect them to turn up ready and presentable. And that's where he went wrong because he had a bunch of players who held themselves accountable in the Super Bowl years. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Martin.
I agree.
His coaching style.
I have been a Pete Carroll hater for decades, literally decades.
Right. I'll put it to you like this.
I will say, if he was my coach of my team and he brings me to 2 Super Bowls and 1 victory, I'm going to have a little bit of love for the guy.
But then there comes a point, yes, I'll always respect him for what he did then, but there comes a point where it becomes stale. Like when I do Seahawks podcast, it's the old, if you watch the Premier League, he was the Arsene Wenger of the NFL. Okay. Just because he won us a Super Bowl and got us back to another Super Bowl, everyone just let him do what the fuck he wanted. And it detrimented the team massively. Hence why this year you didn't see Quandre Diggs back, you didn't see Bobby Wagner back, you didn't see some of these big names back. Because
the Seahawks aren't performing any better this year.
I do see where you're coming from, but it's
I just took a look at the Seahawks schedule, and I hate doing this. I don't want to pick on you as a Seahawks fan, but I mean, literally, they played the Broncos, the Titans. No, wait, that's preseason. They played the Broncos, won 26-20. They played the Patriots, won 23-20. They played the Dolphins, 24-3, great victory. And then they finally play the Lions and got smoked. Played the Giants and lost. I mean, it's not like they're playing lights out.
The thing is, right, this conversation is going to take far too long. That Lions game, yes, by the score, we got smoked. In that fourth quarter, there was flags, there was other things where that game could have flipped on its head within a second. The Giants game.
You're right. Every NFL game,
the Giants game. The Giants game, you could question whether physically holding this long snapper down so he can't defend anyone is legal. Having a hand on a face mask is legal. Holding all games without a flag being done is legal. And we're 5 weeks in. I don't give a fuck about any of that. We're 5 weeks into a brand new thing. You cannot compare Mike McDonald to Pete Carroll. Martin's completely right. Pete Carroll is a veteran coach. And thank you, Martin. The Broncos look pretty fucking good at the moment.
I love it.
You can't compare a 5-week brand new coaching staff to Pete Carroll. Right? You can't do it. Look at your Cowboys. Sorry, but look at your Cowboys. You are who you are because you don't change the ball.
We're 4-2, and who did we lose?
You're always 4-2 until the playoffs, and then you're.
Hey, you can't bring that on me. I am the one that comes on here and says the Cowboys suck.
No, Paul.
We're going to struggle.
You can't poke.
And I'm going to be. I'm a proud fan. When
you can't poke me about my team and sit there and go, Oh, I told you though. The Cowboys are who they are. No, fuck off. You cannot
You know
poke
what?
me. No
You know what?
chance.
I think we're going to be 4-2 next week. I think I might need to get that Super Bowl ring sized for my 6th finger. How many rings do you have on your hands, Pez?
When were all them rings got? Fucking, I don't think I was even
Hey,
born.
I'm old enough to remember 3 of them. Okay.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Martin's absolutely curveballed us. But anyway, back to fantasy.
I love it
Tyrone
when
Tracy, if he's out there, go and get
Oh
him.
my! By the
Tyrone
way,
Tracy.
Martin, your kid, beautiful. Love your profile picture on your WhatsApp. I love your choice of clothes. I love originality. You look awesome. I love it. All right, Johnny, let's go back to our picks here. Let's get out of the Seahawk, funeral procession.
Oh.
Wait, are we going to the fantasy draft? Okay.
Probably. Johnny's like, I want to fucking go and have some lunch listening to us too.
Well, I think Johnny's got to be loving it. I mean, his Giants are actually looking playoff legit. My prediction of the Giants making the playoffs might come true. The Eagles might be the team that misses the playoffs out of the NFC East. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, Johnny, what was the scores from last week, and what are the season totals so far?
So last week, Pork had a bit of a monster when he's obviously liking the new format of getting a different team each and he's picking his own player.
So
I came last, so I'm on the
Pork
first,
had a
Pez
good
is second,
week.
Pork third.
Oh my, look at that.
The overall standings after that cracking week is Pork is now in the lead
Oh,
by
I was
2
so
points. Pez is struggling behind at 4.11. And this
I
week,
like
the
this
teams
new
that are
format.
missing, the Jets and the Bills are Monday Night Football. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Dolphins, the Vikings are all on a bye week. So we don't have to pick a
are we
Dolphin this
going
week. So
back
that's
to the
Monday
old
night.
format with all the teams missing, or are we still doing?
We'll just do the same as we did last week. It was quite fun.
All right, I like it. Let's spin
Even though
that
you didn't
wheel.
like it because you won. But
Yeah. Wait.
page
Who was third again?
that would be me.
Oh, so Johnny, you have the first pick. Let's spin that wheel and give you.
Were you
first
thinking
pick.
it might have been Pez by any chance? So
No,
I get the first
I was
pick.
hoping it wasn't Pez because I didn't want to keep piling on Pez.
Fucking hell.
The Raiders. You got to go Bowers tied in right there. Done. No need to.
Definitely. I've got to go Bowers.
Yeah. Who else? I mean, you do have Minshew.
No, he got dropped in the game last night.
Yeah. Every time I hear Minshew, I think of Minshew, and then I think like an old Jewish grandmother. Hey, Minshew. I don't know.
Well, he got benched yesterday, so.
Oh, did he?
Oh, the Broncos for Pez.
Oh, well, he's got to love that.
No.
That's a solid choice. Solid choice. Got a lot of good players. You got Javonte Williams. You got Cortland Sutton.
No, I might maybe next. We could always add an IDP player at some point.
You got Bo Nix.
Oh, they're playing.
Who doesn't love their tight end that you can't name? Who's their tight end?
Well, mate, let me have a look at the stat sheet. I think Javonte Williams had a decent.
He had a good game this week.
Yeah, he had a
I would go
really
Sutton or Williams here. Sutton or Williams got to be right.
What a shit team. Javonte Williams.
Yeah, I think you made the best choice.
Right. Let's get this done.
Yeah, running backs. Yeah, they're going to be 10 points every week. That's a solid choice. Is that a trophy that you're holding up, Pez?
Why did the Broncos not come off?
Oh, my! Why do I get cursed with too many options?
Right, just so we know.
You dickhead. Oh, he's on one today, isn't he?
I got cousins in London and Pitts and
You've got to go Bijan,
Bijan.
haven't you? You've got to go
Oh
Bijan.
my!
You know what?
I don't know.
Anyone.
Go
They're playing
Kyle
the
Pitts.
Panthers. They're playing the Panthers. Anyone.
You like to get your tight end out of the way. Go Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I'm going tight end first round. I mean, you got. I know it's Pitts, and he's the Pitts. You got. There are certain Pitts you don't want. You don't want a peach pit. You don't want a plum pit. You don't want an oil pit, and you don't want a falcon pit. But today, I'm going to take a falcon pit.
That's a great team for the Panthers.
What,
Drake
the oil
London. Darnell Mooney's about to go off.
Darnell Mooney. I was going to ask that in the Dr. Pez segment, but it was
So
getting.
you're going Kyle Pitts.
I'm going Kyle Pitts because
Right.
I don't know
So-
the tight ends that are going to be coming.
Just so you know, we haven't the teams aren't coming off, so we won't pick the same team. So if they come on a team we've already picked, we'll just go again.
Okay, sure. Why not?
Or we could stick, because you don't want to end up with 3 players in bloody Denver.
Yeah, just resubmit it if
Johnny,
it goes to the same
Johnny,
team.
this is your
So-
fantasy world.
Kelly, it's you
tell us
again.
the rules, we play by
Oh,
it.
you got the Panthers this time. You've got the same match, just got the opposition. So who are you going to go for, Port? Chuba
You've got
Hubbard?
to Chuba Hubbard, haven't you?
Oh, hey, I got Chubba Hubbard. Look at Chubba. He was running it yesterday. Chubba.
He's looking good.
Chubba. I got a chubby walking Chubba.
So Chuba Hubbard. No bother.
Oh, sake, man.
I love it when I crack up Dr. Pez. I love it. Wait. I didn't make my pick.
You went
said
Chuba
Chuba
Hubbard.
Hubbard.
I was talking
Yeah,
about
before
Chubba
the-
Hubbard. Right, I could. Okay, I'll take Chubba.
Oh no, you can still go because it's still got the
You can still go
Well, why are you
Pez
spinning
gets
the
to pick the
little dice?
Texans.
because it was the Broncos again. Fucking not taking 2
Well, I
Broncos
thought we
players,
picked
am I?
Broncos.
Oh, against the Patriots.
Are
Wait,
you going to go
something
Chuba
Nico
Hubbard? Do you want
Collins.
Deontay Johnson Pork?
yeah, I will take Hubbard. Why not?
The Pez has got the Texans.
Oh,
the
fucking
Collins will be
Nico
playing or not.
Collins is hamstring, isn't he?
Yeah.
Is Mixon back yet?
Not yet, but we don't know.
Who?
Joe Mixon.
I wouldn't take Joel. I wouldn't take Mixon anyway, even if he was healthy.
A woman, actually.
You got to go.
Give me Stroud.
Nico Collins here.
No, he's got hamstring injury, hasn't he?
Yeah, he
Well,
left the game after that
I'm
long cut.
advising you in the best interest of me, not you.
I'll go Stroud against the Patriots.
Back to Johnny.
Fucking Browns again, man.
The Bears.
That's
Love
2
it.
weeks in a
I
row.
love it.
Oh,
Go
fuck.
Caleb.
That's the Browns.
Eh?
Fuck.
The Browns.
We've been
Oh,
on
is
for
that
far
the
too long.
Browns?
We've been on for far too long.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh. The Browns, the Bears, they all look the same at this hour. All right, you got the Browns.
Who's they playing?
Eagles off a bye. Really doesn't matter.
Take the Watson.
Njoku? Oh no, you've already got your
I've got a
tight
tight
end.
end. He didn't do much when he came on. It was his first game back.
His name is not Deshaun. His name is Shove your hand down his pants.
Well, I'll go
Chubb?
Nick Chubb in case he plays. So
Who?
Chubb.
Oh,
You're taking Chubb.
Right.
He's not even on the active roster, is he?
right. 1 minute.
Yeah, he's training. So
What you could
I don't
do,
want to pick
Johnny?
anybody else in that team. They're
Johnny, you can
Yeah.
change your pick. If he doesn't start, you can change your pick, but it has to be a Browns
we'll
player.
do the sleeper rules. I will
Yeah.
let you have this choice on the Buccaneers if you want.
Because they
Well,
all
I'll say
stink.
that now. I'll go. Yeah, they all fucking stink. I still end up the same amount of points. Yeah, because you
Well,
have that same
I will
problem
take the
this week,
Buccaneers.
Pez.
I love this
And I've
team.
got-
I'll take it.
Hey, I have the Bucks. Me, I'm on the turn. But Pez, you had that problem this week because you had Shakir who was out. Because you had Shakir for the
Oh.
Bills.
That's right.
So, not that
We'll
it
do
would
it
be
from
any
this
difference
week.
because you still bloody hammered us.
If you want to
So
be
I will
kind,
go-
change it to James Conner, whoever got the most points. If that means I beat
Well, he didn't
Pork.
play for the
No, from
Bills,
this
did he?
week.
Well-
From this week, if you pick a player who doesn't play, you can change it for a player on that same team. Make it
As long
fair,
as it's
doesn't it?
before the play.
Oh, this is not a fantasy draft. This is just a fantasy team. Let me.
Yeah,
Oh, I
as
got
long-
the Buccaneers this week, and I'm going to pick a running back position.
It's Johnny.
It's me. Me.
Fucking hell.
Wait, are you
Well,
picking? Wait.
I had the
So,
same team last week as well. Well, I'm going to go Mike Evans.
wait, I don't know why you would pick Chubb on the Browns because you got Njoku, you got Amari Cooper, you got the
You also
Shove
have Deshaun Watson, who can't fucking hit a barn door. So yeah.
You might as well.
Wait,
You might as well just
I'm
pick.
not getting.
Pez gets the Bengals.
Okay, I'm taking.
Who did you
Chase.
pick for the Bucks?
I
Well, I was
picked
going to
Mike
take Evans,
What?
but Johnny took Evans, so I'm taking.
I have the
Chase.
Bucks. Pez has now got the Bengals.
Look, it was Johnny's turn. Fuck.
I'm taking Chase.
It's not your
me.
turn. It's Pez's turn.
Fucking hell.
How the hell can it be your turn? It's supposed to be.
Because it's in the
How many
middle.
players you got?
Oh,
You've
if
got
Martin's
two.
still watching this, he's got to have switched it off by now. Obviously, I've got to go Jamar Chase, haven't I?
You have to go
Hopefully,
Chase.
it'll just
Yeah.
be exact
My
revenge
players.
on you.
You will
The
win
next
because
one
I'm
is
giving you
yours.
advice.
This is you now,
The
Paul.
next one is yours. This is your one now.
Wait. So I only have 2 players.
Yeah, and we've all got 3. Now it's your turn. This is your third pick.
But I shouldn't be picking after Pez. I should be picking after you because you're the second pick, right?
I'm the third pick. I came last.
Wait,
I'm the first pick. Pez is second pick. You're the third pick because you won last week.
right. So who's the second pick?
Pez.
Okay. That's
Because
where
you won
that's
last
where-
week. You were the last pick. So you're now
Well,
picking now.
I thought Pez had the first pick.
Right,
Because,
No, I had the
it's the
first pick.
Bears. Come on,
okay.
let's go.
All right. The Bears.
You've got a tight end and a running back
Yeah.
so far.
So Mooney is on the Falcons, so I cannot take him. But we got
DJ
DJ
Moore,
Moore.
yeah.
You got Roshan Johnson.
DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams.
Do you think Dunze will be back?
Yeah,
He did
He
play
played.
yesterday, did he not?
he had loads of targets as well. I think he's a good pick.
You know what? I'm going Dunze. So it's my pick again, right?
Yeah,
It will be.
like a normal snake draft.
Yeah. Okay, I got it.
Oh, have you got your
All
quarterback
You
yet?
got the Commanders.
All right, I'm taking Daniels.
Against the Ravens, that's going to be a fucking bloodbath. That's going to be a bloodbath.
Okay, well, that should be a good one. So I'll spin again because it's a Bucks. Before Pork goes back.
Right, what do I need now? Oh!
So far you have a running back, a quarterback, and a wide receiver. So you've got 2 flex and a tight end. So Kamara or Olavi.
Kamara. No sweats.
All right. Luke will love that choice. I'm telling you, Luke is in love with Kamara.
I'm in love with Kamara as well.
Just make sure you have health insurance if you're in love, because
I will go J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, this is actually, I think this is a solid team to have right now. I mean, they got some offensive pieces clicking. Wait, who was chosen from? Who was chosen from the Chargers?
J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
I'm getting all your picks now, Pez. What do you have no got?
Pez pick.
Oh my
God! Still, every one of your teams has come up on my one. I need to get sorted for next week. Oh
I think
no!
And I've got the Raiders.
This looks like the wheel of death right now. The death of our show.
Oh, that's every team that's been in has been picked again. Come on.
You need
Surely
a new
we've got
wheel.
all these teams.
You need a new wheel, or you need a new format.
Oh my god!
I think we need a new format.
This show today.
Hey!
I don't know why the fuck. I don't know why I'm cheering. Is Jonathan Taylor back yet?
God, I hope so. I need Richard. I need Taylor.
Well, it's me
I got
anyway,
him on like 6 teams.
Pittman or Downs?
What?
Alec Pierce?
Well, potentially, if we're having this rule, I could pick Taylor, and if he's out, I can change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he all injured team?
Yeah, I've got the Crocs team. It's a bit like my fucking the Bowl team anyway, so it's all right. Although it just means that the last team I've got has got to be my quarterback, so I hope they're bloody good. So it's Pez to go now. See how many spins we get to get a team you've not got. I will go again because you've got Panthers done already.
I got little pork.
Give me the Seahawks.
I got a little bacon.
I'll try.
Oh. You right, mate?
Boys?
This is my pick.
Oh, man. The Redskins been done?
Is this my pick?
No, it's me.
It's still Pez.
Still going. Just let me pick the Seahawks. Just let me take Ken. Oh. Can you not go in like settings, Johnny?
Why don't you just like let him have the Titans or the Patriots? I don't know if this new format.
Oh, for God's sake.
Johnny, you're going to have to change the wheel or the format.
I know that, Pez. Pork.
So, Dr. Pez, let's talk about the Seahawks again. Oh, wait.
There you go, So
right,
far
so
you've
what
got
do
a
I
running
need?
back, a quarterback. So you need a tight end and
McBride.
flex. McBride.
Yeah, you got to go McBride here. 100%. McBride, right?
Let's talk about them Razorbacks.
Well, they did beat the number 4 team in the nation, the Tennessee Vols.
Good win.
We're wearing the jersey up, the Tennessee Vols. Have you got your Razorback hat yet?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Not yet.
When I was going to order it because
there you go. Pork,
there
you
you
have
go.
the Jaguars.
All right. So here I've got a QB. I've got a running back. I've got a wide receiver. I've got a tight end. So I have two flex.
Two flex.
I've got 2 flex spots. So I'm taking Brian Thomas Jr.
Nice one.
Yeah, I was wondering if I was the only one that noticed that, Martin. Johnny's yelling at me and calling me Pez.
Oh,
I know that.
I'm surprised Martin's still here watching this.
It's comedy value, this one.
How are you going to edit this clip into a 5-minute segment?
Go on then.
I'm going to make it a half an hour segment. There you go, Pork. You got the Giants.
So much for keeping the show half an hour to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half.
Today's
Well,
gone
in
a little
fairness, the
long.
fantasy one
Too
went
much
on about an
Seahawks
hour.
talk.
Well, you can get the
Is Neighbors going to be
neighbours
back?
might be back.
Yeah, he'll be back after concussion, yeah. Yeah, we'll be back next
I'm
week.
taking Neighbors.
And if he's out, then you can change it.
I'm taking Neighbors. Yeah,
No,
I like
Pork's not allowed that rule.
Why? Because he's leading.
because I'm in first. And I got a chubby for Chubba.
I've got a chubby for chub, so we've got a chubby then. Right, see how many spins it gets. We get a team we've not had yet. There we go again.
Give me the Lions or the Seahawks. Come on. Let me just take Ken.
Oh, the Ravens.
Oh. What are they going to do this week? What are they going to do this week? Are they going to decide to run it, or are they going to throw it all over the field again? How many points did Derrick Henry get?
No, King Henry.
Well, he had that big.
He
had a big long run as well.
He would have got decent. 92 yards touchdown. 1 catch. Who else have they got? Zay Flowers.
You got the bonus for the long run as well.
Yeah, I'll go Derrick Henry.
Make sure you put it. Where's the case? By the way, I have Neighbors as a flex. What was my second flex?
Brian Thomas.
The case. The what case? Who?
Brian Thomas.
Brian. Yeah.
So here, the Wheel of Fortune to find out who my quarterback is for the last one. Justin Fields. That'll do.
And put it back in here.
What game do you want?
There we go. So that was rather painful, but
Put it back.
Yeah, very painful.
amusing at the same time.
Yeah, take this. Sorry, mates. I had some daddy duties to take care of.
I thought
No
my
worries.
hearing was going a bit there. But...
Don't
Okay,
blame
we'll
me.
go on to our second last segment.
I gotta be locking this segment down. My picks are on fire. Is that right, Johnny?
You're on Are you? Well, you had the 49ers last night. You went for the heavy favourite like we did in week 1 and you lost.
Yeah.
So,
actually, that was a bit of sarcasm. I think I've lost every week on my lock of the week. I think I lost every week. Have I not?
You had the first 2. I think I've not filled it in probably, but I think you might have had. I think you're on 3.
3, okay.
I'm on a 4-run streak, and Pez is on a 3-run streak.
All right, so I'm only 2 games behind. I'll take it. 2 games behind. All right. So,
and if you're still here, who you fancying?
Yeah. And by the way, if there's anyone besides Martin that wants to chime in right now at this time, you can do that. Also, you can hit like and subscribe. And in the comments, let us know who you have as your lock of the week. Just let us know in the comments. That would be great. So
have you seen the Orkney Bowl chat? Martin said, these are those clips once a decade of a drunk celebrity on a TV show like George Best or Soccer Saturday. That's worked right now on the show with Best. There you go. Martin's gone for the Ravens.
Right. I appreciate Martin calling me a celebrity. I mean, hey, have you seen this face?
You'll take it, right? Definitely.
This is the face of a celebrity. I'll take it. The pork.
My lock of the week will be the Texans.
Sizzling. I'll take it.
So, Pez, if you're listening, look, the Texans is my one.
Fucking hell, man. This show.
Martin, lock of the week.
I'm going to Falcons.
Falcons.
You can go, Pork.
Oh, there's a lot of Next week is going to be a lot of fun because we got the Niners versus Seahawks. That's a good one. You got the Commanders versus the Ravens. Right now, the Commanders are 7.5-point underdogs. Wow, that's amazing. You got the Bucks versus the Saints.
Detroit against Dallas.
Wow, yeah. Lions. Right now, the Cowboys at
You gotta go
home
with the Cowboys.
are underdogs.
You gotta go with the
Cowboys are
Cowboys.
the underdogs. You can put them as the underdogs.
Yeah. We gotta wait. We gotta get there. My lock of the week. I hate to say it, but my lock of the week are the Bengals.
Oh my God. I don't blame you on that one.
I'm still standing by my Giants playoff prediction.
You can't
However,
do the Bengals. No, you can. Sorry.
It's
Ignore
Monday.
me.
It's Sunday night. Yeah,
Ignore
I
me,
thought
yeah.
it was Monday night.
Ignore
It's
me.
Monday
oh
morning.
wait, I can't. Oh yeah, I can't do the
No,
Bengals.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
No, you
Paul, you're
can.
fine. You can.
It's
You
Sunday
can.
night. It's not Monday night
That's
because
me.
it's Monday morning for us. But yeah,
So I
we
can't.
might be a bit tired next week.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I'm good. I just can't do the okay, I'm good. All right. Johnny, who you have as your lock?
With the underdog.
I'm taking the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys?
I was gonna take him as well.
Take them. Do it.
Are you?
Why
Jinx
not?
until they fucking lose. We could be miserable together.
Martin's
Well,
going for the Seahawks.
Seahawks are underdogs at home as well against the Niners. 2.5.
I'm going the Bucks. The Bucks against the Saints.
Bucks. I tell you what, Pez. I tell you what. If you want the Cowboys, I'll take the Seahawks.
No, fuck up. Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks.
All right. Bucks are who are the Bucks playing that they're underdogs? Yeah, wow. 2.5-point underdogs to the Saints. That's a good one. I think the Bucks are going to win that outright. They won't need the 2.5. I think the Bucks will win that. Mayfield
Well,
is
I'm going
for Browns questions.
I'm going for a big underdog. I'm going for the Commanders over the Ravens. 7.5 points.
Oh, I love the sauce. I love it. You sprinkle a little
Daniels to
herb,
rip that because
little seasoning. You smoke it up. I love the sauce,
sorry,
dude.
Martin.
I love it. Yeah. I
Not so
think
bad.
Johnny has the best pick of the week. Yeah. You know what
So
we should
we've got-
do?
What?
Another segment called Prediction of the Week or Pick of the Week or whatever you want to call it. We call out this week the Giants will shut down the Seahawk offense. Or, Brian Thomas Jr. will score 25 points this
So
week.
bold prediction.
Bold, yeah, there you go. Our bold prediction of the week.
I could make something up for that.
The bold prediction of the week.
Yep.
I think that's good. What do you think, Martin? Is that a good segment to have? The bold prediction of the week.
Well, I'll have one for this week if you want. I'll have
let's have that next week.
Detroit Lions will have over 200 yards rushing against the Cowboys.
How many yards rushing?
200.
More than 200. I think that's a bold
More than
prediction.
200 in total
That's a
against
bold
the Cowgirls.
prediction. That's a bold.
That's pretty bold.
That's bold. All right. I'm going to say that CJ
Should we do bold
Stroud,
predictions about our team?
Yeah,
You can do any team.
Why not? You can do any bold prediction. That's the thing. It's a bold prediction of the week.
Except the Monday night game, so we can slag it off a week later.
Right, let's have
That's
a
a good
look.
check. So, what are you going for pork?
My prediction is this: that CJ Stroud will pass for less than 200 yards next week.
Who's the player
Jesus.
again?
Playing the Patriots. That's why it's bold.
Yeah, the Patriots defense is pretty good. So Martin's saying that Darnold's starting to see ghosts again, but I think he's probably already doing that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
like that. I
happening.
like that. Mark,
He will do it in his house. He's on a bye.
Martin coming on the show.
He's on a bye.
Good point. That's like
Martin-
Martin.
Martin's gonna
Maybe he's going
buy?
to watch ghosts.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe he's
pick
going to
one that's
watch some
actually going to play.
Halloween. Maybe he's
There
going to
you
get
go.
into
King Henry throws
Spooktober
a
on his week
touchdown
off.
pass. That's a good one there, Martin.
Well,
King
do you want the
Henry
best
throws
one
a
of the week?
touchdown pass. There we go then. Here we go. What we got? What are the
Right.
Seahawks doing?
No. I've got one, but if Anthony Richardson doesn't play, my other one, Anthony Richardson's going to rush. No, do you know what? That's fucking boring. I can't bother. The Browns are going to beat the Eagles.
I don't think that's bold.
That's
I think
crazy.
that's cold. Of course, I just said the Eagles are going to miss the playoffs, and you pick the Browns. I mean, come on.
They're +9 as an underdog. That's
really
bold.
+9.
But
Well, they're 7.5 on sleeper, but yeah, they're
+9.
There's a stat to say the highest the highest favorite on the spread each week has lost or something daft like that.
And 7.5.
Well, we had the
on that.
Bengals.
Well, all right.
We had the Bengals.
Take
The
the
49ers
Browns.
lost.
Throw a bone
The Seahawks this
to the
week,
dog pound
they were one of the biggest ones.
and batch.
Seahawks had one of the biggest spreads this week.
All right. I love this.
It was like 7.
Week. I like it. I like this segment. Yeah. All right, guys. Johnny,
Yeah.
as always,
Let's get out of here.
Dr. Pez, thank you for your advice. I feel much better, and I have a clear head today. Love the Seahawk hat, the old style with the wind coming through. I love it. I love it. And for me, I am, of course, the one and only Pork Belly. And for today, we must say, sizzle. Later.
Actually,
Yeah.
see you for next week for a maybe shorter show.
Hopefully.